In the bustling streets of ancient towns and villages, amidst the clamor of daily life, there walked a man unlike any other. His name was Jesus, and wherever he went, crowds gathered around him, drawn by his words of wisdom and his miraculous deeds. Among the throngs of people were parents who brought their young children to Jesus, hoping for a blessing or a word of encouragement. One day, as Jesus sat teaching his disciples and the surrounding crowds, parents began to bring their infants to him, seeking his blessing. Perhaps they had heard stories of his healing touch or his compassionate heart, and believed that even a moment in his presence could bring blessing to their children's lives. However, as the parents approached with their little ones, the disciples, thinking they were protecting Jesus from unnecessary distractions, rebuked them and urged them to take their children away. But Jesus, with his characteristic compassion and wisdom, called out to the disciples, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these," Jesus declared, his voice gentle but firm. With those words, Jesus extended his arms in welcome, inviting the children to come closer. His eyes, filled with love and kindness, met the innocent gazes of the children as they approached him, drawn by the warmth of his presence. They came without hesitation, trusting in the goodness of the man who called them to him. As the children gathered around him, Jesus smiled warmly, his heart overflowing with love for these little ones. He embraced them with tenderness and care, holding them close as they nestled against him, feeling the warmth of his embrace and the beat of his heart. And then, in the midst of the crowd, Jesus began to speak to the children in words they could understand. He told them stories of God's love and mercy, of a kingdom where the lowly were lifted up and the brokenhearted were comforted. He spoke of his Father in heaven, who loved each of them with an everlasting love and longed for them to come to him with childlike faith. The children listened intently, their eyes wide with wonder as they hung on every word that fell from Jesus' lips. They felt his love surrounding them like a gentle embrace, filling their hearts with joy and peace. In that moment, they experienced a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven, a place where love reigned supreme and all were welcome. Meanwhile, the disciples watched in amazement as Jesus interacted with the children. They began to realize the profound truth behind his words, that the kingdom of God was not reserved for the powerful or the prestigious, but for those who approached God with childlike faith and humility. As the children spent time with Jesus, they felt his presence transforming their lives. They laughed and played in his presence, their hearts filled with joy and their spirits lifted high. And in the midst of it all, they knew that they were loved, deeply and unconditionally, by the one who had created them. The parents, witnessing the scene unfold before them, were filled with gratitude and awe. They knew that their children were blessed to be in the presence of the Son of God, who welcomed them with open arms and showered them with love. They realized that Jesus was not just a teacher or a healer, but the embodiment of God's love and grace, reaching out to embrace all who came to him, regardless of age or status. And so the story of Jesus and the children serves as a beautiful reminder of the inclusivity and boundless love of God. It teaches us to approach God with childlike faith, trusting in his goodness and embracing his love with open hearts. May we, like the children in this story, come to Jesus with open hearts and minds, ready to receive the abundant blessings he longs to pour out upon us.